Hello everyone, this is Agony333, and this is a review over the film Surviving the Game, which is a badass, awesome film from 1994, rated R, 1 hour and 36 minutes, and this is a film that I actually sort of grew up with, just like Hard to Kill was, which is the last film that I reviewed. But this one, I remember when I first watched it, actually. It was like late at night. I don't know if anyone else watching this has ever had that where it was late at night, and instead of being asleep, you ended up flipping through the TV and stuff, and then you saw a really awesome movie that just caught your eye. Well, that was the case with this one. I just remember the opening and everything, and it just like hooked me right into the film, and then I watched it, and I was, really glad to, and it stuck with me, the story did, and everything as a kid anyways, but I'll be getting into some of those things before spoilers and stuff. Yeah, I thought I'd mention how I first watched it and everything. But what's also cool, which I didn't know until many years later, is this film was actually loosely based because it's, been adapted, it's been changed and everything. But there's, like, the origin, I would say, of this film was pretty much a short story that I ended up reading in high school later on. And that's the short story, The Most Dangerous Game, which was actually written in 1924 by Richard Connell. And I gotta say, it was actually a really good short story as well, which is pretty cool. I thought that was a neat thing to learn much later on. But this film stars Ice-T, which he's a fucking awesome actor. I liked him in this, and this was the first role I ever seen him in. But I believe there's other things he's done voice acting with that I've, watched and stuff. And then Law and Order SVU, he's awesome as hell in that as well. And a trivia thing I thought I'd put here is I actually checked out the band a while ago, but when I reviewed this, I ended up rediscovering it basically, and that's the band Body Count, which, to be honest with you, there's only a couple songs that I like from them that I've checked out and everything else, but, still alright. And I have to say, though, I think I prefer, Ice-T as an actor and shit, rather than, musician, but who knows, maybe later on I'll check out more songs like the band more, and I thought I would at least mention it for anyone who's a fan of, his acting or any of that kind of stuff. It's always cool to see other, artistic talents and stuff like that when it comes to any actor you like or any other person like that. But let me see here. Okay, that's a spoiler, so I can't fucking do that one. Let me see. Oh, I thought I put a joke here. I thought that this was a much better Hard to Kill and a much better Mason, if you will, because funny enough, the main actor's name is Mason in this film. But yeah, I need to actually go into what the fuck this movie's about. Well, pretty much it is about a homeless guy named Mason, like I just mentioned, which is Ice-T is the actor. And he's pretty much like incredibly down on his luck, and that's what I'll be getting into for spoilers and other stuff like that. And like I said, for me, when I watched this as a kid, I feel like the opening sequence and everything, the whole opening before even any of the action begins, at least for me, really made me care about the main character, care about the characters. It felt really believable. And it was a really sad opening because, yeah, you pretty much see this guy that's losing everything, the little bit that he has left. And so, yeah, I mean, it's kind of an emotional kind of beginning and stuff. It was for me as a kid. And then, later on, then it changes completely. I remember when I was a kid, like I said, wondering what the hell is going on because, one moment it seemed like a completely different movie, and then it just changed into this, crazy hunt kind of thing. Because, yeah, that's what I need to get into. He's pretty much a homeless person, and in a way, I kind of hate that I have to kind of give what the actual movie's about because this is an issue, not an issue. This is sort of a story, kind of like how I had with Funny Games, which I can't recall if I actually mentioned in Funny Games, a review, the very first one or whatever. But I saw that, on TV randomly, didn't know what the hell it was about, and it completely caught me by surprise. And that was the same with this as well. I didn't know nothing about it, and there wasn't even an info button or anything to check out what this movie is about. I just had it on one day, like I mentioned, just flipped through, saw it, and was completely surprised by the change and everything else on what it was about. And in a way, that was kind of what made it awesome as hell. But for the sake of a summary, I need to get the fuck going here. So it's pretty much about a homeless guy who's really down on his luck, goes through some really horrible shit before even the extra horrible things start to happen. Because then, when he thinks that he's met people that could help him, that seem to want to offer him help. They're in fact crazy ass people that decide to take, people like Mason out into the wilderness and hunt them for game, if you will, like a fucking hunt and shit. They hunt people. And that's what the title of the short story, The Most Dangerous Game, that's what it's referring to, is, hunting people, which is fucking crazy completely. But yeah, there's the summary, a basic one. I probably took way too long explaining the summary because I'm rambling and shit, but whatever. But like I said, I feel like in a way this is a much better Hard to Kill, because the Mason in this movie, this dude is hard to kill, but not as cheesy. At least I don't feel like it's as cheesy. And I even put later here that, I have to skip that bullet point and stuff. There's a lot of times where he doesn't even have a gun and he's just using intelligence and wit versus people who do have weapons and shit like that, and he's outsmarting them. Whereas, when you look at like Hard to Kill, for instance, the film I reviewed last time, there was plenty of times, he had guns and other stuff, whereas Mason in this doesn't have it. He's just using intelligence and, stealth and like other things throughout the film to survive, which I thought was pretty awesome and cool about this character and this movie, what made it so awesome to watch. So there's that. Another thing I put is there's lots of good actors from other films and stuff. Actors I don't necessarily know their names, but I recognize them from, other great roles, other great movies. You can tell and stuff if you've maybe seen those. But that's what I was going to say, is there's a lot of good actors in this movie, so it's not just Ice-T. There's a lot of great actors. One of them being Gary Busey is a fucking awesome actor. He's in, some cool movies, and he's pretty hilarious in some comedies and stuff. But let me see what else I can put here. And I think, actually, a lot more spoilers. So, I didn't put the fucking rating, of course, like usual lately now. But what I thought I would give this is a rating of 7, because I feel like I said, it's a really solid, awesome film, good acting, a pretty good story because it opens with a good emotional kind of thing to hook you in rather than just action-packed bullshit. And it doesn't come off cheesy like Hard to Kill, but in a way it's almost similar because, like I said, not just because the actor's name and stuff, but, it's a person that is hard to kill, but more so believable in this. And like I said, I feel like it's executed much better in this film than the last one, personally. But they're both awesome films, though. I'm not trying to exactly put the other one down, even though I roasted it last time. But this is another one to check out. I think if you like Hard to Kill or, action films, or if the story sounds interesting to you, you'll like this film. Rating of fucking 7. And now let's get on to spoilers! Alright, fucking, let's see. So I put sad opening. Because I remember, the dog dying and losing the little bit he has while the people around him were cruel as fuck. And I just remember, like, that whole scene, the way that the movie opened, with the other person being hunted and shit. But I didn't get what the hell, But the whole opening with him, losing the dog, I don't know, it was really fucking horrible. But like I said, it kind of hooked me in because it immediately made me sympathize because I was a kid and everything else. And it's still effective to this day. Seeing him lose, his dog that he has, and then even his friend later on. Which I'm trying to actually remember his name now. Now I'm a fucking ass because I don't remember that side character's name. Son of a bitch. Anyways, I'm sorry. But like I said, I feel like the whole opening was really well done. It got you to really root for him later on when he was fighting for his life. So there's that. And then let me see here, because I'm kind of going back and forth because I didn't make this list very well. Let me see. But speaking of Gary Busey, good actor, hilarious and all that, like I mentioned. Wait a minute. Crap. I could have swore, one second, I'm sorry. I think, like I said, I'm skipping along and everything. There's a particular scene with him where he explains, like, the origin of a scar and everything. Gotta say, that is a really awesome scene. And another trivia thing I didn't put down here, but I guess I'll mention it, that I had read, is I guess that he wrote that himself, apparently, which is awesome and shows not just, skills as an actor, but obviously a writer, because, him being able to write that whole thing is fucking cool, because to me, anyways, that was one of, like a cool highlight scene out of this movie. So I gotta say that whole scene was really well done. Acting, dialogue, all that was really awesome as hell. And let me go to another thing here. Let me see. Okay, I've already put that there's good actors and all that. I thought it was funny, though. This is a reference to one of those random-ass Red Dead Adventure videos I've made. So I don't know if any of you have seen the Red Dead Adventure videos. Some of them are pretty damn obnoxious. I mean, I would say most of them are pretty damn obnoxious. But I thought it was funny how the father, because there's a father and son that are deciding to want to join this hunt for some fucked up reason. But I thought it was funny how the father was wearing the douche hat. So this is a reference that ended up coming back around, I guess, from a long time ago. I just was watching it, and then all of a sudden, like, holy shit, he's wearing the fucking douche hat. Like, I was like, oh, god damn it. Like, it made me remember the video. So, yeah, he was wearing that. That was a funny little fucking moment there. But here, let me see. Oh, so we're going to be basically cutting towards the end now, is what I'm going to be getting to. And holy crap, I just realized I did not grab another smoke. I completely forgot a good thing. This is a good instance of me forgetting something. Whereas normally, I forget a fucking fact, or I forget to put down a score or fuck up in that fashion. This was a good fuck up because, I saved myself that little bit extra time not smoking like a fucking fool. But I remedied that. Let's get another smoke. Okay, while we wrap this fucker up. So one of the main assholes, or the main asshole of the story, is the wealthy fuckhead named Burns, who is like I said, the head of the hunters, pretty much. The fuckhead who brings them all out there. Well, for being so fucking great, of course, because you know how they have to have these main villains. They're so great, but they're actually not. They're fucking stupid. And this one's no exception to that rule. Because I thought it was funny how, for one, when it was finally just him, because all the others died, Mason either, outwitted them, or they died by their own stupid means, or by accident or something during this whole situation going on. Immediately when he's by himself, Burns doesn't stand his ground, like you would think maybe a hunter would, or like how he portrayed himself the entire fucking time. No, he immediately gets on an ATV and hauls the fuck out of there and tries to run. But I guess, in a way, while that is cowardly, in a way, he does try to pull his own witty thing later on, which I'll be getting into, because he ends up blowing up the plane. So, in a way, he was trying to be, I guess, smart, but the thing he didn't do, though, that makes him not so fucking smart, is he didn't even check for the body. What the fuck? Like, I just remember, I was just sitting there this time, like, wouldn't you, if this is, this life-death situation thing, wouldn't you at least make sure that the person that's trying to kill you, that they are at least, that it's done for sure, or they're incapacitated, or so that way there's no way, no chance in hell that the person can get back up and fuck you up. I just gotta say that. But for whatever reason, this jackass Burns decided to blow up the fucking plane and not check, which I'd say, though, is a good thing because, like I said, I was rooting for Mason as well as I would imagine most people were. So, in a way, that was a good thing that this guy was a fucking moron because that ended up helping Ice-T, Mason out. But then, let me see. Okay, well, I guess that was actually the last one, but I'll mention the actual end. What's also funny is see if fucking Burns, that asshole, would have learned his fucking lesson. He actually would have probably gotten out of everything alive at the very end, too, because, instead of being terrible like Burns was, he tried many times to let these people go and to kind of let everything go. But, Burns, being the fucking fucked up piece of shit that he is, sort of ended up getting what happens, what he sort of, in a way, deserved. I don't know if I would say that. I mean, the point is, though, if he would have been able to not pull a gun at the end, he would have been okay. But he did. But, like I was saying, that was pretty much me adding a last kind of thing there. Good film overall. Like I said, it's instead of being cheesy like Hard to Kill was, I feel like it was all done much better here. With the cool writing that Gary Busey brought to the table there, with the good acting across the board here instead of kind of more cheesy stuff. And, a good beginning to the film to hook you in before action takes place. All those things kind of brought it together to making it, to me, a much better score of a film and overall better. But I hope that you guys have at least, figured out an awesome movie via this to watch, or maybe you'll watch Hard to Kill and either like that or laugh at it. Depends on how you look at that film. But I hope that you're all having a great, wonderful, amazing, bad fucking ass day. And this is Agony333, and I'm signing out. Have an awesome one, guys. Peace.